Welcome back to RockfordIceHogs.com. Joey Z and Chris Robinson with you once again as we're catching up with the IceHogs as they roll through the summer and get ready for the 2019-20 campaign. And it's thrilled to be joined on the phone today by forward Tyler Sikura. Tyler, thanks so much for joining us. And again, welcome back to another season of Rockford IceHogs hockey. First and foremost, how has your summer been? I know it's been a little bit longer than what you've been used to in this organization, but I'm sure you've been able to get a little R&R so far.
Yeah, no, appreciate you having me on, guys. It's been a long summer, but there's been a lot of awesome things. That, being away for so long, for so many years, you don't get to see your family quite as much, and don't get to spend as much time with your friends and girlfriend who's been made the fiance over the course of the summer in July. So my sister had a little baby girl. In December, spent a lot of time with her, being the uncle, and they got married, her and her husband, in July as well, and I emceed that wedding. So it's been quite the eventful summer for sure.
Well, holy cow! First and foremost, congratulations on the engagement and on the baby and on a wedding. I mean, you weren't kidding when you said you had a whirlwind month of July.
Yeah, we went away shortly after that. We had our family vacation that had been planned for a while to go to another wedding that was within the family. So, like I said, it was a crazy month of July, and obviously that's when the announcement that I was able to secure a contract to come back to Rockford next year came out as well. So it was quite an amazing month.
And a lot to celebrate. And let's go ahead and dive on into that as well. You are coming back to the Rockford IceHogs with them for the past couple of seasons now. But for you, obviously, last season, a little bit banged up, and probably this summer focusing on health, getting faster and stronger, and ultimately looking to put in some work here this upcoming year.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think last year was the kind of year that I wanted to have, and not necessarily the year that the team wanted to have either. And really looking forward to having an opportunity to have, like you said, a little bit more time to prepare. The last couple of years, I've gone to the conference finals and, in their respective leagues, and that kind of grind takes a toll on your body, and you're nursing injuries instead of having time to get training and get back to 100%. So I've had that time this summer. I'm feeling great. I feel like I'm in the best shape I've ever been in. So I'm excited to get back and get this thing rolling.
Well, with that being said, I was going to ask, how are you feeling? But feeling better than ever? I mean, did you have to change anything training-wise to accomplish that and prepare for what's going to be your fifth year?
I did make some adjustments this summer, actually. I'm living out towards at my girlfriend's parents' place with her fiance, I should say, I guess now. So I switched gyms to a place that's about 3 minutes from her house. I cut down my commute by about 2 hours every day, and I really took a focus on using that extra time that I have to work on my skills and work on my conditioning. Obviously getting healthy and the mobility that it takes to get there are things that I constantly work on, but it's nice having a couple extra hours in the day to work on some things that that I believe are my strengths as well as my weaknesses. So that's been really nice to be able to do, and like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing how it all transfers on the ice.
And now going in, again, your fifth professional year, and you're through with the Rockford IceHogs. But ultimately, what have your conversations been with any of the coaching staff or even maybe some of your teammates going into this year? Because as a fifth-year pro, you're looking at an IceHogs team that's going to be pretty young, pretty skilled, and has some speed as well. So, I mean, where are you looking to fill your role in for this coming year?
In whatever way possible is needed. Like you said, it's going to be a young team. There are only a couple of veterans that are going to be able to, have been through the full season and playoff grind year after year, and obviously bringing in a guy like Chris Versteeg, who I actually had trained with in a couple summers previously, so there's some familiarity there, and I think it'll be a good, if small, veteran group that we have to show some of the young guys. But the young guys that come in nowadays are, I think, so much better prepared even in the last 4 or 5 years since I started to go pro. They have all the tools and resources throughout their junior and college teams, and For the guys overseas, they're already probably playing professional before they come over to North America. So I think we'll be well equipped, and in terms of my role in the team, will kind of be something that'll be fluid. I think I'll try to bring anything off ice that I can, and leadership and work ethic and all that stuff. But in terms of on ice, I'm just trying to show as much as I possibly can. I think there's an offensive component of my game that I'd obviously love to show, but I think I'm also going to be killing penalties and try to be out there in the last minute of the game as well if we're up a goal. So try to just contribute whenever I can, and throughout the course of the year with so many injuries and call-ups and send-downs, your role is going to change, so you got to adapt.
Well, you said a buzzword that I was going to bring up with you is leadership. And last year, I mean, you're no stranger to wearing even a letter on your uniform, but also named the co-recipient of the Unsung Hero Award with your contributions not only on but off the ice. Where do you feel like you have to elevate maybe that leadership role a little bit more, knowing that there's only a handful of veterans and that there's going to be a lot of young guys that are looking for a little guidance, maybe in their rookie or maybe they're just their second year?
Yeah, I think I learned a lot from the guys that I've played with over the years, and then last year through guys like Soupy and Terry, Broadhurst and Trader, and some of these older guys that we had. I continued to learn. I think throughout the course of wearing a letter, I've kind of changed my outlook on things. I used to think that you had to do everything and you had to always be the guy to worry about everybody else, and there are definitely some instances where you have to do that, but I think I'm going to try to lead by example as much as possible. Ultimately, my job is to, be as good on the ice for my team as possible, and that's not always going to manifest itself in me being the one to score the goals or whatever the case may be. But obviously that's a huge component of it, and I think the process of how you go about carrying yourself both on and off the ice is something that hopefully some of the guys can pick up on, and something that can be contagious, because when you have a good culture in a locker room, I think that's when guys develop and ultimately move on to the next level and win games and championships.
Well, Tyler, I know with your working with our media staff and everybody here in Rockford, I mean, you've certainly set a bar there. And I know a lot of guys will be looking to you in that regard for all the off-ice stuff. But on the ice, what are you looking to improve upon? What about your game do you want to continue on to next year? And what about maybe you want to make a few tweaks? You talk a lot about, guys having resources and already being able to fine-tune their game at such an early age. But for you, where's the fine-tuning taking place?
That's something I always look at towards the end of the year. What did I do well? What kind of things can I improve on? And trying to make it to the next level, I kept hearing from everybody, you got to improve your skating, and that's been the focal point of the last, I'd say, 4 or 5 years of my training, has been just trying to become a better skater. And I've worked with technical coaching throughout the course of the last 4 or 5 years, and this summer I think I'm trying to put that all together and work on my conditioning through having that, a little bit of a refined technique. But I think the main thing that I focused on this summer was to get back to working on skill and having a stick in my hand as much as possible. I think that's something that I kind of got away from in terms of trying to work on my perceived weaknesses, and I think you need to continue to work on your strengths as well, and I view my skill level in hands as something that is a strength of mine, and if I can get back to making some skilled plays and mix that in with some of the newfound speed and technique and work ethic, then I think all those things coming together will result in me having a productive year for the team, and that's what I'm looking forward to do.
And we're looking forward to it as well here with the IceHogs this upcoming season. You mentioned towards the beginning, how busy a month of July was, and that the announcement of you returning to the Rockford IceHogs came out as well. Well, also, earlier this summer, we also discovered that your brother would also re-sign with the Chicago Blackhawks organization. How much of that plays into, some family outings or even just your training on the ice to continue to push each other and be better? Because now you guys are on the same page. Dylan just had his first year as pro, so now you kind of are running both head first into this brand new year together.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to talk about certain possibilities and knowing some of the guys in the organization now after he had met some people throughout development camp and things like that throughout the year. But now that he's had a year of pro under his belt, I think he's got a much better understanding of what it takes and what he needs to work on and what to expect. And it's pretty amazing that we had that opportunity last year to play together and to push each other and improve, and to have another opportunity. Obviously, hopefully, we're both vying to be up with the big club as much as possible, or possible at all. But in the meantime, we're looking forward to working together and having that familiarity, especially through training camp. And when you're moving away from home and going to a new team, it can be pretty stressful. So having a familiar face to lean on, and somebody who's seen me play my whole career, I've seen him play his whole career. We can kind of give each other some pointers, and it's really exciting that we have that opportunity to go to main camp again.
Well, I know there's only a few more weeks left in summer, and your training's in full swing right now. Any more plans to potentially enjoy some family time? Obviously, you had a lot accomplished in the month of July alone, but I know you're one to also pick up the sixth string from time to time. And, any other times to maybe escape before things really get ramped up?
Yeah, I think it's going to be emphasizing the family time as much as possible. Like you said, it's nice to have other hobbies as well, so I'm sure the guitar will be brought out for one last campfire or two, and get to spend time with the fiance and her family as well. And we'll get everybody together before the end of the summer and have a dinner and kind of just celebrate the summer that we had and all the great things that are occurring, and some of what the future has to hold. So it's exciting. It's always kind of a strange time in August because you're so dialed in your training and you want to get going, but at the same time you want to enjoy the last moments with your family and home as well. So it's nice that we have a couple games, or one game at least in Toronto this summer and this year, and people can come out and see us then.
Well, Tyler, I hope you do enjoy that family time and all the time you have left here this summer before we start seeing you floating around training camp. Thanks so much for taking an opportunity here to just catch up with us and us checking in with you, and we look forward to talking with you soon.
Absolutely. See you guys very soon. Thanks, Joey. Thanks, Chris.